It is Wednesday, January 13th, and welcome to our Anxiety Support and Recovery live stream. I'm doing this as a Q&A, but I might get into a teaching because I'm starting to kind of think of some things, but I'm also very sleepy right now. But I want to honor our weekly midweek motivation live stream. So, welcome those joining us on the replay and those coming into the live and the chat. My name is Ruby. I'm a certified therapeutic art life coach and the founder of She's Restored. And I'm also here to open this platform for you to share anything anxiety related. And yes, I might go into a teaching, but I'm not sure where to start because I'm writing all these little ideas down. And I feel like this is going to turn into an actual series if I continue to write, which I probably will. But my topic today is identifying your triggers. Do you know what makes you anxious? We have to know our triggers so that we can manage our anxiety. For I am triggered, and that is what spirals me into my anxiety. Do you know yours? What is your thing or things that make you anxious? So that's my question today. I'm actually going to see if I can post this in the chat. Where is it? I used to have it. You guys. Oh no, that's a screen. Sorry, I don't want a back screen. No, thank you. You guys, I know I had one here. Or maybe it randomly shows up where I can ask questions. But that is my question. What makes you anxious? What makes you anxious? Hi everybody, welcome. I'm kind of scared now to push buttons because I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh. You guys, I have all these crazy effects that I can put on. Shall I? Why not? Let's see what happens. Ooh, cool. How fun. How come you guys didn't tell me that these things were on here? I did not know this. I kind of like the blue. I'm leaving the blue. That looks bomb. I like it. And actually, my wall is blue, so it just kind of like magnifies it. Perfection. Okay, what makes you anxious? Identifying your anxiety triggers is paramount. Super important because if I'm to conquer my anxiety, which I believe we can, I need to know how to manage it first. And in order for me to manage it, I need to know what on earth bugs me, what irritates me, what stresses me out, what scares me. So one of the ways I can get to these roots is to ask myself, is there a memory that I have that I can pinpoint as a root to my anxiety, therefore my triggers? Did something happen to you? And it could be recently. Something happened to you and now all of a sudden you're scared of whatever it is. What is that for you? I know what mine are. Of course, I've been on this inner healing journey for a long time, and it's a work in progress. It's day by day. It's glory to glory, victory to victory. But I certainly know what my roots are, and therefore I'm in tune with my triggers, and I am on the other side of some of them, and then on others, I'm still in the space of managing when they happen. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about healing as well is, remember, it comes in waves. There's different depths and levels of recovery. And so take it easy on yourself. Bear with yourself. Go at your pace. Go with what is comfortable for you. And this is what I would teach you if you were doing a one-to-one session with me and we were to kind of get to these roots in your life. I would encourage you to go at your pace, because it's your recovery, it's your healing process. And there are seasons, I'll just share this. When I work with you one-to-one, there might be seasons where we get to a root and it takes us months to dig it out of the soul realm. And there are other times that it's sort of like an instant deliverance that happens. But yes, the inner healing journey is very personal and very tailored. And when I do it with you, this is how I teach you to go at your pace. With that said, when you're in a recovery state of managing your anxiety, it's important to remember that. Go at your pace. But the root is found a lot of times in our memories, which is accessed through the subconscious realm, which I use art, music, and movement as my modalities and therapeuticals, because that is, I believe, the most beautiful avenues to access the subconscious part of the mind. And then another question I would pose to you is, your anxiety takes you where? So if you've been with me for a little bit, then you know that I teach you anxiety will take you up or down. It'll take you to the heights of anger or the depths of depression, or somewhere between. You vacillate between the two. But for the most part, we have a default. What is yours? Do you tend to internalize your anxiety and get depressed and the different stages of sadness, or do you project outward when you're anxious and get angry and want to control people and situations? Or do you go between the two? This is important to know about yourself, because it is a clue that when you start to respond in this behavior, you're in anxiety. Okay? So for me, I feel like I vacillate between the two. I used to be a little more internal with my anxiety, and a lot of that had to do with being on the unhealed side of a lot of my issues, where I didn't feel like I could voice my pain. I'm speaking to somebody, or maybe a lot of you. I had to get to a place where I had the courage and the confidence to name my pain, and this is part of the process. So if you're here, if you feel too scared to say what's going on with you, then you probably are internalizing your anxiety. And it still manifests in the body, believe it or not. It will manifest in the body regardless if you internalize it or project it. But now, I feel, and I go between the two. Like I said, I vacillate, but I feel like now, on the other side of a lot of things, I definitely have conquered a lot, and I've reclaimed my voice, and I'm not afraid to set boundaries anymore. So where are you? Where are you, and where does your anxiety take you? I wrote this, The Unraveling of It All. This is actually, I feel like this is going to be a series, you guys. So I'm posing all these questions, but I feel like these are going to be like little teachings. Hi, Emily. Oh, I saw it. Darn. So now I know what happens. It comes up randomly because I literally just saw it, where I can ask a Q&A question and it'll post it in the chat, but it just vanished. Right as I saw it, it vanished. So I'll have to keep my eyes peeled for next time. So the unraveling of it all. I wrote this as kind of like when I get to a place where this is a beautiful space actually. When you get to the place where you realize, okay, I respond this way because these things. I'm trying to think of an example. Or if you guys want to share anything, please feel free. Hop in the chat or post comments, especially if you know your roots. For a lot of us, something happened either in my childhood or I have a memory of a trauma that jolted me. And usually this is how it happens. It's a trauma that jolts you out of your conscious mind because it was too great for you to process in real time. This is what trauma is. It is something that we go through that is too much for us. Okay? Usually inflicted. But when I'm able to come back to this memory or this space that in a sense robbed me of a part of who I am, then I'm already victorious because now I'm facing it head on and I'm saying, okay, I see you. I see the part of me that was stolen and I'm ready to reclaim the part of me that was stolen. Whether it was just like a happening or a situation or a circumstance, or it was stolen literally by somebody else. Like someone took, let's say I was abused. Okay, someone took my sense of safety in any form or fashion physically, let's just say. That is a trauma to me, to my soul realm, and obviously to my physical realm, to my body. And therefore, my anxiety stems from this root. What is yours? What are your roots? This is how I can begin to identify my triggers. Knowing the roots is actually what's going to set me up for complete and total victory and restoration. So, other than that, I'm leaving this open for a Q&A. So if you guys want to ask any questions or share anything, I will be here for a little bit. I kind of didn't really have a specific teaching. And I am here, I don't know, a little bit early. I wasn't sure exactly what time I was going to come on today because I had to work and then I'm kind of still tired and recovering and I'm working overnight. So I kind of wanted to catch a little nap a little bit later. So I thought I'd just impromptu come on here. But I didn't even see this. Matias, hola. Okay. Krishna, hello, and Emily, hello. Everybody that said hi in the chat. Welcome, you guys. I'm glad you're here. Hope you're doing well. Identifying your triggers. Now, here's something I want to share. While our anxiety does take us up or down, or some chaotic space in between, once I identify my triggers and I'm getting in touch with these roots of brokenness, as I call them, then I can begin to take my anxiety where I want it to go. This is when I get to the stage of managing that anxiety. Whatever I felt out of control in, and I begin to get familiar with it. I'm no longer afraid of it, because this is a big one. This is why I asked the first question, what makes you anxious? Because there is a sense of fear. Something happened to me, or I associate something with something that makes me afraid. It makes me, even if I don't associate necessarily being scared of this, there is something in me that is fearful. Okay, let me give a good example of this. I don't know how, like I don't know exactly the depth of this, but I have an association with an understanding of social anxiety. I didn't realize that I had a level of social anxiety at first. I wasn't scared of people, but and I'm thinking back to like probably my 20s, early 20s or so. I look back at me then and I realized I think I had social anxiety back then. Now, I used to cope by smoking. Now, it's interesting because when I started smoking, I was already in college, okay? And I don't think I really noticed it when I was at school so much, because I was just going class to class, and then I went to my class, and then I was done. But when I would go out is when I noticed it. However, I didn't associate it until later. So I used to cope with my social anxiety by smoking cigarettes. And I smoked a lot of cigarettes, especially when I would go out, to like the clubs or whatever. A lot of cigarettes. I didn't know at the time. I was subconsciously coping with feeling bombarded by people around me. Too many people. Now, what I know now is that I've always been very sensitive to energy and people's energy. I didn't know then why. I know now why. But another example is, and this is, of course, there's layers to this, but there is a sense of anxiety that I have felt. Another example of this, and some of you have this, and some of you get this. If I'm in a very large store or space where there's a lot of people, I start to feel very uneasy, and sometimes I start to feel sick. Some of it is too much energy, too many energies coming at me, and it overwhelms me. But that is a type of anxiety, social anxiety, being around too many people, whether it's just that you're shy or whether it's that you're actually very sensitive to people's energy. It will make you feel uneasy. But this is what I'm talking about. The example I'm saying is that I didn't feel fearful. I didn't feel afraid, but I still felt anxiety. Can any of you relate to this? This is a good example. Social anxiety. Anybody have that or wrestle with that? It is very, it can be actually very overwhelming sometimes. And for me, personally, I'm a very, I have a very heightened sense of spirits. I can discern spirits. So I think a lot of times that's what overwhelms me, is I'm receiving a lot of messages and information. It didn't stay. You guys, are you still there? Babe. Why is it telling me to turn it upside down? Oh, there's my sticker. Darn it, I lost it again. You guys, I'm sorry my phone fell. That's actually hilarious, because I was talking to my husband about giving me something where my phone wouldn't fall. It's not the first time this happens to me. I have a video where my iPad fell while I was recording, and I just loved it because it was I think I called it the interference after divine alignment. I thought that was like brilliant, like that interruption of my iPad falling while I'm sharing about this. So yay, funny. Darn it, I missed it again. My little sticker, my Q&A sticker, because I did want to put one in there just for fun. But anyways, what was I talking about? You guys, what was I talking about? Oh, the spirits. That I have the spiritual gift of discerning of spirits. I'll tell you all the story. This is actually kind of a Halloween story, but I'm going to tell you anyways, because I'm thinking about this. And I didn't realize this at that time. Again, this was back in my, I don't know, like early 2000s, somewhere around there. But I began, and I think the Lord was actually showing me then that I had this gift. But at the time, I wasn't really in tune with the spirit, so I was just kind of seeing it as like coincidence or just a weird, random like connection. But there was this year specifically where I began to sense, like I could sense death around me. This is the weirdest thing ever. At the time, it was very weird. Now I'm like, I understand this. I understand the realm of the spirit. But at the time, I was living downtown in San Antonio with my cousin, and we were working together at this. Place, and I remember, and we were pedestrians, so we had no car. We lived downtown. We worked downtown, so we walked everywhere. But I remember this, and it was in the fall. And I remember telling him, I sense death. Like I sense death. Like I feel like there's a spirit of death around us, and I don't understand. Like I couldn't shake it. I didn't understand why. And the first weird thing that happened was that there was this lady who had literally thrown herself off of the top of the building, the Majestic Theater downtown, those of you that know San Antonio. And this happened right across the street from where we worked. We worked at a place called Zen Bar. And so that freaked me out, because this happened like, and I don't know how close in proximity of time, but it was like literally that season. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Like, and that's really crazy and random, you know, to hear a news story like that somebody actually committed suicide right in front of where you work. That's crazy, no? So that was the first one. And then the second one was a little too close to home. And I think this is probably the early stages of me, and it actually was, because it was around 2003 or so. And I gave my life to Christ in 2005. So the Lord was already working in me and showing me more about who I was. And, but yeah, not too long afterward, our boss, my cousin and I's boss, died suddenly. And he was a young guy. I mean, he was probably in his 20s. So that was like, oh my God, like, too close for comfort. So yeah. So I'm saying all this because I got into, the more in tune you are with yourself, the more in touch you are with, you know, your brokenness, your past, your roots, all of this, the more you can combat your own anxiety and what's going on with you. And yeah, these little things are important to know about yourself. We all have spiritual gifts. I have done teachings on this, and I probably will do more teachings on knowing what your spiritual gifts are, because they really do help you. I was seeing if it came back on. They really do help you understand yourself and understand your purpose and your calling and your assignment. So, anybody have any questions before I log off? Short and sweet. I'm trying to understand why I wrote this, but I feel like that's going to be revealed to me later. I wrote this one thing specific that I keep looking at, like, what did I mean by this? What is the Lord showing me? But I feel like as this is going to be a series, you guys, identifying your triggers, and I guess this will be revealed to me later, but I'm trying to understand. It's probably going to wrap everything up once I'm done. But yeah, anybody have any questions before I go? My little sticker, where did you go? But now I know, it just randomly comes up. Do you want to ask a question? Yes, I do. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but okay, actually before I go, just for fun, because I don't know, it's funny. On Instagram, I get kind of annoyed when they change things up sometimes, because I'm used to like doing my stories and doing things the way I do it. But on YouTube, it's like, oh, it's new. So let me go, where was I gonna go? Oh, what's this one? Lighting. What? Oh, do you guys see that? Oh, I see, lighting. That's pretty cool. Okay, now I know that one is background. What is this one? A 49-second short was updated. Wow. You guys, I didn't know I could do this. Okay, and this is all my crazy effects, which I'm totally digging the blue thing. What about underwater? Y'all bear with me. Underwater, sort of. It's a mirage. Lenses. Oh my gosh, horror TV. Wow. You guys, this is so cool. I'm gonna do this for Halloween. This will be my October filter. Yeah. Okay, dance party. Okay. All right. I like it. But I like the blue filter. Let's leave it there. Okay. I am going to say au revoir. And I will be back on Friday for sure. By the way, my Soñada Libre family, I haven't forgotten about you. I do have Artist Dream Life sessions, workshop. I'm going to do a workshop for us, and I did start writing a little bit on the next thing I'm going to teach. But yeah, I'm starting to get my bearings back little by little, but I am still very, very, very much in recovery from my little health crisis that I had, and God has been very graciously keeping me where I need to be. Everything all right, honey? Y'all, if you heard that, that was my husband. I apologize. Yeah. And so we're all in recovery. I'm definitely in this space of recovery where I'm being very serious about certain things, and I am truly taking to heart going at your own pace, because this is so important. You must honor where you are in your recovery. Everybody else might not get it. They might not understand. They might not support. They might not even respect that. But you must be so in tune and serious about your recovery, whatever it is, that you see it through. Because again, the more sound you become in your mind, the more stable and whole you become in your heart, and certainly the more strengthened that you become in your spirit, the more whole you become as a person, and the more you can walk in your purpose and your calling and your assignment, which is so vital, especially now, because you have work to do. There are people, there are, as I call them, beneficiaries that are waiting for what you have. And my calling is to encourage you, to exhort you, to equip you, to prepare you to walk in that purpose, and certainly to teach you and help guide you into that if you don't know what your vision is, what your purpose is. So anyways, that's all. I'll be back Friday for sure. I'm not sure if I'll be here tomorrow, but I'll be here Friday. So see you guys then. Again, if you're interested in one-to-one sessions, reach out to me, shesrestored@gmail.com, or just go to the link. I think I posted a link on this video to set it up, and still email me with your availability. All right, hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and stay blessed, and don't forget you are dearly loved by the Lord himself. All right, talk to you guys soon.